Hey there guys, it was asked that I show an updated Turn 1 OTK clear for like Dark Visions, Vision Worlds, etc. So you can just, turn one all the fights, not have to swap anything, etc. And we're going to be using True Weltall as the example because this one has the preemptive Berserk, and that's kind of given some people some troubles. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to go and show you a turn 1 farming clear for the final boss. But let's go here, and you can use this team or this general team concept for pretty much all the bosses before the end boss. So, for True Weltall specifically, he does a preemptive Berserk. So you want like a throwaway unit to passive provoke that. We're going to use Rosa to provoke that because she automatically buffs Omni Killer, so at least she's contributing a little bit. And we're going to use a light party for all the bosses to turn 1 OTK. Even though the boss is not weak to it, we don't really care. So let me show you what we're going to do here. Okay, so for this one, the boss is going to preemptively Berserk. Most bosses won't do that, and if you need more damage, you could swap out Rosa for like a real killer buffer, like Ilmatil or something, but we don't care. She's going to get turn 1 Berserk, it's fine. So we're going to use Celeste as our leader, as well as our buffer. So she's going to do coordinated teamwork for the stat buff and the LB buff, the light amplify field, and then the bright future for the light imbue, and the 100 light amplify for the party. Hayo is going to shift at LB. Prompto is going to base form LB, which is bolting strike frames, and it also does a 150 imperil and an 89 break. Noctis is going to shift at LB. And Tyvis in the shift form is going to quad cast. That way we get the weakness damage score. So we're going to quad cast 3 times Madine's Verd, and we're going to use the Liss Skarn as the cap remove. So the back row is all bolting strikers, and Hayo is Extreme Nova. We're going to click the back row first and wait just a moment. Make sure Prompto is the first person clicked in your chaining order. And then we're going to send Hayo a moment later. He's a tag chainer. So there we go. And that should be a turn 1 OTK for all the bosses as long as they're not physical immune. The element shouldn't matter. And this will show you the, I think the damage cap is like 2 billion on the early bosses, and we did 9.7. So there you go. So I'll show you the gear as well. As far as Espers go, don't really matter. Hayo is on Behemoth for Omni Killer. The rest of the party, you could gear them custom for killers. I didn't. All the bosses in this Vision World are a machine. So Celeste in the base form is just using a little bit of mana reduction and some Esper fill. That's important for Tyvis, who uses Espers for his attack. Other than that, she's just a buffer. Rosa is using a little bit of Esper fill and passive provoke. Other than that, it doesn't really matter. All this other stuff is whatever. She's getting berserked, but there you go. Hayo is using Omni Killer, so he's got all the killer set up. There it is, and let me show you the right there. Actually, you know what? I don't think Hayo even gets the leader skill from Celeste. He doesn't, but whatever. It didn't matter. Prompto in the base form, again, using Titus's garb. That's kind of important. A little bit of chain speed, and there you go. He's not geared for Machine Killer. It doesn't really matter. Noctis in the shift form, right there. Not using Machine Killer. It doesn't really matter. The early bosses are pretty simple to turn 1 OTK. And then Tyvis in the shift form is going for Evocation build. That way we can quad cast and you get all that weakness score damage. So there we go, using his own STMR and some evocation stuff, chain speed, etc. And okay, yeah, I just realized that Hayo doesn't get the leader skill. He's not a light element. Oh, never mind. He does get the leader skill because Celeste is all Clash of Wills. I just saw that. I'm like, wait a minute. He doesn't get leader, but he does get the leader skill. He does get the leader skill. False alarm. Anyway, there's a turn 1 OTK, and you can use that for all the stages. And that will get you a perfect score. We overcapped by 4 times. You only need 2 billion. We did 10. So there it is. And let me go ahead and adjust the team slightly, and I will show you a turn 1 OTK using a full bonus team on Deus. See you in a sec. Alright guys, now we're going to go to Deus and get a turn 1 OTK with a full bonus party. Now, obviously, if you're going to full bonus party and turn 1 OTK this boss, you're going to have one of the newer Xenogears to carry the party. Either Maria or Faye. I don't know if Bart or Emeralda can kill it by themselves on turn 1. Maybe, I don't know, I don't have them. But we have no leader skill whatsoever. So that's going to, be influencing it. Anyway, I do know that Maria can pretty safely turn 1 OTK this with a few supporting buffs from the rest of the party. The rest of the party is going to deal 0 damage. They're literally here just for support. So let's get in here and I'll show you how to do a clear. And we'll talk more about swaps in just a second. So, what we're going to do, Bart, the 5-star, is going to use Wild Smile. That's a machine killer buff for the party. Faye is going to use his, and this is the 5-star Faye, his enhanced Big Bang for an 85% break. Ellie is just going to use Relieving Song. That's a 5-star TMR, or STMR. That's a 300% stat buff. Id is going to chain Bolting Strike from a Vision card. You could also use Bolting Strike from, like, Scarlet Wave or whatever. Citan's going to quad Bolting Strike with Irine's Ring. And then Maria in the shift form will just do her LB. Make sure you start her preemptively shifted. So we're going to, because we're using quad Bolting Strike, we're going to send the chainers a moment early and then send Maria. If you're having your support chainers do something like Scarlet Wave, you got to send them with Maria. So anyway, there we go, and then send Maria. And that should be a turn 1 OTK. The boss has 400,000 HP, or 400 million. And we did probably somewhere around 500, 600. Yeah, 539. So we overkilled by, 1.4 or 140 million more than we needed. So I'll show you the gear on the party. Bart, literally naked. All he's here for is his Wild Smile ability. It's a 100% machine killer. 5-star Faye is here just for Big Bang as an 85% spirit break. Anyone can be a bonus unit here, and she's here just for a Relieving Song for a 300% magic buff. We'll come back to Maria. Id is just using, an elemental weapon and a chaining card. If you don't have this card, give him Scarlet Wave. And then Citan, same thing, Irine's Ring, Fire Rod, so that he can chain Bolting Strike with the card. And then our Maria is geared for just, damage. No leader skill whatsoever, so only, 12,000 magic, but it's fine. So here's the gear we use. Now, I'm not using Clash of Wills gear on her because I don't want that auto-casting. Clash of Wills gives you an auto-cast every single turn. It just slows down farming. So in order to speed up the farming process, I don't want that Clash of Wills auto-casting. But if you want even more damage, give her a bunch of Clash of Wills gear, and you'll be fine. But there you go. There's the turn 1 OTK. Full bonus, and, well, full bonus with what I own, which is just one of the new units. But there it is, and she does all the damage. I'll show you right here. And there you go. And that gets us a 200% bonus drop. Okay. Anyway, see you in a bit.